Good morning, and happy Saturday from the farm. Welcome to another episode of Thinking Outside the Soil, where we talk story about the topics related to farmers and ranchers using hydroponic practices to grow the crops and creatures we need to eat. And I am your host, Seany Alfalfaseed. Thank you for being with us on this beautiful morning. Most of the episodes this week have been about drought, and I know sometimes that can be just darn depressing. So I'm going to flip the script a bit today and talk about the opposite of drought, which I think would be floods. I've been speaking with one of my mentors for a few years now, and one of the really neat things that I've got to learn from this gentleman is his experience in agriculture. I met him years ago when I was trying to get sober, and we had a lot of similarities in our experience with our drinking career. Despite the huge difference in age, we shared a lot of the same trials and tribulations in life. As I got to know him, I just learned that he had this really neat background in agriculture and agricultural economics, fertilizers, and what tickled me the most was his experience with plants and seeds. And he was one of the guys that started Centennial Seeds here and later got, I believe, bought out by Nutrien. And we talk a lot about, what I'm doing here and what he did there and in his past and the places he's been in the world and how that relates to what we're doing. He is now writing music and painting art in his retirement years. And one of the neat things that he's done recently is write a symphony. It's more of, it's a short piece, and he calls it The Flood. And The Flood is based on this event that happened back in the 70s when a dam here locally broke and flooded an entire area and threatened several different farms. And he wrote this piece of music from the perspective of the cow. So it's a bit why I love it even more. But real quick, while you're here, if you've liked what you've heard so far or want to hear something else, please drop a comment below, leave a remark for the show, and let others know why they should listen too. So the Great Flood is a local event that happened here when a reservoir broke, the dam broke, and all of the waters just rushed down the Platte River and destroyed everything that was in its path. And I got to hear from a lot of different perspectives, and then through a musical composition, the story of this flood and how it affected farmers and the panic that set in while they were trying to move the cattle and the sheep and all the other animals off of the farm, and just seeing animals up to their knees in water. And it's something that happens often in areas where we rely on irrigated water. We have dams, we have lakes, where that keeps all of that water. We've recently had a dam break about 10 years ago here in Colorado, where a high mountain reservoir didn't so much break, but the water was released because it was filling up too fast and caused extreme flooding here in 2013. And unfortunately, I was not here in Colorado during that time. I was actually off at school in Hawaii, though I got to see lots of pictures from my parents and from other friends and family members in the area of what was going on. And you could see fields that once were full of corn. People were canoeing and jet skiing to get where they needed to be. And we lost a lot of livestock, and a lot of businesses went under when their land literally went under. And I'm a little bit thinking back to the historical analogies that we have with floods and how floods of all different ages and all different times are typically that way of saying this is an opportunity for us to start anew. And I do know that floods often happen in areas of agriculture where we rely on those cyclic patterns of water. And so flood and drought are essentially two sides of the same coin when we're considering how water looks in agriculture. And that is all I have for us today on this Saturday. Slightly awry with my thoughts in the sky about the flood and what could become. If you've enjoyed this or any of the previous episodes, please follow the show. Hit the subscription button so you can get me in your pocket. And if you want to learn more about how hydroponic fodder helps farmers save water, improve livestock quality, and become better stewards, get yourself a copy of my book at thinkingoutsidethesoil.com. Unfortunately, there are no stories about floods in there, but perhaps there will be in future books. I've also left some links in the comment box below the show. Please do check those out. There's a special video for listeners out there. So be sure to follow the show, get my book, check out that video so you don't miss out on becoming part of the next agricultural revolution. And thank you for being with us on another episode. Take care and have a lovely day. Hey, before you go, check out the links below. Leave me a rating and review and follow the show. Don't forget to get yourself some of our Blooming Health blended sprouting mix. Our mix has been shown to get the best eggs and create the healthiest flocks. With feed costs going up, right now's the time to lock in a subscription so that you can get the best eggs without having to go to the grocery store or the feed store anymore. Check out the links below to get yourself some Blooming Health blended sprouting mix.